Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. For those who I haven't met before, my name is Marie. Some people call me Marie. Um, Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who have been following me, welcome back. And for those who are new, welcome. So basically, this is the channel where we are sharing things we are doing to grow up, just sharing tips, life, um, uh, like life journey on what you're learning, practices that you're incorporating in your routine to develop, to become a better person. So without delaying the video, in my previous video, I shared a story about my upbringing. I grew up with a single father, and um, I went to high school I grew up as Catholic, and I went to high school in a boarding school, and I was raised in a doing a kind of a schedule routine. And I found myself, even when I came here to Canada, I came here as a university student. I was in a surviving mode, so I was like trying really to study hard and graduate and looking for a job, like that kind of energy, doing and doing. And as you already know, one of the things that I'm currently learning is about masculine and feminine energy, how we need both masculine and feminine energy in order to function better as human beings. And the society today has made or forced it kind of makes it impossible for a woman to be in her feminine energy, to be able to function. So we have to be intentional to bring ourselves in the feminine, even when our days demands us to be in masculine, to be able to perform our task at our job task, complete our school, depending on which role you're playing or which work you're doing. um, it it uh, it 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 involves different kind of energy. So for today's video, I wanted to share some practices that I'm incorporating in my routine, day-to-day practices, to ground myself, to bring myself to my femininity, to slow down, and to nourish my body, my soul, my mind. So the the first practice that I have been doing, really, I have been doing this for a while now. Naturally, I am someone who likes to move my body. I like to exercise. I enjoy going for walks. So one of the practices that I have been practicing is yoga. I started practicing yoga, I think it's about 3 years now. Um, for those who are in Canada, I think oxygen yoga is probably everywhere right now. I like it. I'm not a gym person, but I found that becoming a member of oxygen yoga has really tremendously helped to minimize my laziness when it comes to exercise. So basically, I have a membership with Oxygen Yoga. They have different range of classes during the day, throughout the week, and you can join group classes, which I love, which there's so much fun, and there is music playing. And sometimes you don't feel like you're exercising because you're doing it as a group, and it's fun. So that has been very helpful for me. I try to go there like four times a week because I pay membership, and it's not cheap, but it's worth it. So I try to go there 4 times a week at least. Like, I have to use my money. So I try to go there 4 times a week, and most of the classes are like 1 hour, sometimes 45 minutes, and they do different range of exercise. Sometimes they do yoga, like yin and yang. Sometimes it's just relaxing, like stretching exercises. Other times it's like cardio, so you do like 60 minutes of, like 20 minutes of cardio, 20 minutes of strengthening, and 20 minutes of stretching. So different, and they have some pirates exercise. So I try to mix up, like if I did cardio today, tomorrow I'll do like some strengthening, or if I did some lifting, the following day I try to mix up to make sure that I'm doing, like I'm exercising, like I'm doing cardio, I'm strengthening, I'm also doing some lifting, like to develop my muscles. Yeah, so exercise, very helpful. And the other thing that I like about oxygen yoga, the temperature in the room is very hot. Like most of the time it's like 39 degrees. I don't know how, yeah, 39 degrees. So 39 degrees, by the time you finish exercising, you are sweating. And that's really, I find that's very helpful. It makes you feel like you've released all the toxic energy. And it's also good for inflammation, like in your body, to release all those toxic chemicals out of your system. So you're sweating and you're drinking water, there is music, and yeah, I just love it. It's so much fun. So that's one of the, I find, helps me to ground myself, to bring myself into my body. One practice of the day. The next thing I do, that I'm currently trying to do more, is to increase the time I spend with God. I was, as I mentioned before, I was raised Catholic, but I found myself when I came here, I was more like trying to get to finish my school. I didn't go to church a lot. So now I want to connect myself with God. I want to improve my relationship with God. So this has been really something that I've been working on. It doesn't necessarily mean like going to church, but my one-on-one relationship with God. Like to the point where when I'm having an issue, when I'm having a problem, I sit down and I can connect my spirit to the higher spirit. So that's one thing I have been doing. I try to read a Bible verse in the morning, like one Bible verse, something encouraging, and then I meditate or I pray on what I have read, and I set my intention of the day. It usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes because I'm usually rushing going to work, so I don't have the luxury of time to spend more time. So I try to minimize, to make to keep going, because I have to work, and I'm sure you're also in the same shoe. But that's one of the practices that I have found, like it helps to calm myself, and it kind of helps me to surrender, that my problems, I do what I can, and then I surrender the rest to God. So that's another practice that I have been practicing. The other thing that I try to do every day is to have at least a healthy meal once a day. If it's a weekend, I try to eat healthy, but during the week it's very hard, because if you work in healthcare, you know, it can be hectic, and sometimes you don't even get breaks to sit down and eat. So in the morning I try, like I drink something, and then during lunch I try to snack on healthy snacks, like some protein snacks. I eat like a fruit, and then like try to drink as much water here and there during the day to hydrate. And then in the evening, that's when I like to have a good meal with vegetables, a good protein, healthy or some healthy fats. I'm an African, so we eat a lot of carbohydrates, which I'm trying now to to minimize, especially in the evenings. And the last thing that I'm practicing, I have been doing this. I was introduced to walking by one of my university friends. Um, at that time, I was just coming from Africa, and she would be like, "Let's go for a walk." I was like, "What?" And then we started going for walks. We'll be talking. I was in university then, and then now it's like part of my life. Like if I don't go for a walk, I feel like I'm restless or I'm something. So I go for a walk every day, about 30 to 60 minutes, like per walk. And usually I don't like jog or rush myself. I just enjoy my walk. I walk slowly. I don't use any headphone. I like to drop in and be into my body, observe the surrounding, and just relaxing and enjoying the nature. And most of the time, I enjoy my walk if I'm walking in the woods, like somewhere where there are trees, like in grass, like in nature. So that's one. The usually it's in the evenings before I start slowing down to preparing for the night. Yeah, so those are the things that I am currently in my busy day, that I'm currently practicing to ground myself, to bring myself into my body, and it helps to calm myself and to ground myself. If there's something that you think is helpful that you may consider incorporating in your practice, please you can comment if there's something you want me to start incorporating in my practice, or if there is anything that you want me to talk about, you can comment on the video. So that's it for today. That's what I wanted to share. I hope you're having a wonderful week. And if you haven't seen my video on supplements, the supplements that I'm currently taking, I'm going to attach the link below in the video. And also I did a video on my last video on my background, on how I was raised by a single father, etc, etc. I will also put it in the link below, for if anyone wants to watch it. That's it for me. I hope have a good evening, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.